Hey, it's Erie, owner of Aerobic Strength and Conditioning. Today I'm going to be talking about part 3 of our What Is It blog series, which is compound sets, supersets, and negatives. So I'm going to explain what they are, how they're used in a strength and conditioning program, why they're used, and also some precautions that you need to take if you want to include them in your program. So compound sets are when you do 2 exercises back to back that target the same muscle group, so with little to no rest in between. It's going to compound the effects on those muscle groups. So it's like if I do 1 set of shoulder presses followed by a set of lateral raises, that's going to really hit the upper trap and deltoids, both exercises. Supersets are when you do 2 exercises with little to no rest in between, but for opposing muscle groups. So it's like doing a bicep curl followed by a tricep extension, and that really saves a lot of time in the gym. So that way you can, instead of having to really rest, take the time to rest in between sets and not do anything productive in that time, you can do a set of bicep curls and then go pretty much right into a set of tricep extensions while your biceps recover. But one thing you want to be aware of with both compound sets and supersets is that you don't really want to use anything that's loading the spine and is I'm going to say compound exercise, but what I mean by that is that it uses multiple joints. So like you don't really want to use the squat or the deadlift. Some combinations that you can use for supersets include the chest and the back, so like a bench press followed by rows, biceps and triceps, or quadriceps and hamstrings, like knee extension followed by knee flexion. So that's pretty much it for supersets. And for negatives, those are pretty interesting. What happens with the negatives is that you use more weight than you can normally complete an exercise with, which doesn't really make sense, but you need spotters for negatives so that they're going to help you move the weight that you normally can't move, but they're only going to help you during the concentric part of the lift. What I mean by that is the concentric part of the lift is most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time when you're raising the weight. So like when you're pushing the bar away from your chest in a bench press, or when you're standing back up from a squat, those are the concentric parts of the lift. But you're on your own when it comes to lowering the weight. So like when you're lowering into a squat, you're doing that by yourself with the extra weight. Or when you're lowering the bar to your chest in a bench press, you're doing that part of the motion on your own with more weight than you normally can use. And how that works is you're stronger eccentrically, which is why you can move more weight in that part of the lift where you would normally fail on the concentric part, pushing or raising the weight back up. And if you think about it, when you're lowering the weight, you're just controlling the descent of the resistance from gravity. So you're just controlling the downward motion, whereas with the concentric part, you have to overcome gravity. So that's why the concentric part of the lift is a lot harder, and that's why you need spotters for negatives. So for negatives especially, but for all 3, compound sets, supersets, and negatives, they're typically reserved for people who have more experience in the gym, more experience in lifting, or comfortable doing the lifts. And you don't really want to use them for someone who's unconditioned, even if they have experience lifting in the past. If they're out of shape now, you don't want to throw this at them. That's it for compound sets, supersets, and negatives. Next time I'll be talking about levers, so we're going to get into physics a little bit, but don't worry, I'll break it down for you. Hope to see you guys then. Take care.